What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Indian Doctor Podcast. This week, we are discussing all the side stories of the Oscars. So you might have noticed we're skipping the intro because I'm telling you within the first few seconds what's happening. All right. So we're skipping all the stuff that happened with the main Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. This happened when? That happened 2 days ago. I've seen every media outlet cover it. I'm talking Good Morning Britain to the Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. I'm talking everyone's covered
Jimmy's
it.
one was very good.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I can't, there's no point us talking about it, but it's probably worth mentioning all the other things that happened around it that got completely overlooked and completely overshadowed. Yeah. What do you think, Karan? Is that fair?
I think that's fair. And all I would say is thank God for universal coverage, because the American stuff is all bleeped out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When you hear like the raw, like there's I can't remember, she's a famous actress, but she sits just behind Will.
She's one of the actresses from Black Panther.
That's it. She's the in the opening scene.
I can't remember her name, but yeah, she was
not the general, but she's the one of the warriors.
That's
I think one of the warriors that Black Panther gets, is like likes or whatever, and she's just like, "Yo, this is real. This is not staged." And there's just pin drop silence. The second time he says it. The second time.
Yeah. The first time everyone's laughing. The second time was that, but yeah, man. If anybody wants a full decent coverage of it for comedic value, go onto YouTube and type in "Flagrant 2" by Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh and listen to the first 3 minutes of that YouTube video. And it is just them roasting the whole situation for an hour and a half, analyzing it in different ways. And it's the most comprehensive coverage of it I've seen with such a quick turnaround. Honestly, I was sitting here thinking,
who's going to get
content creators must be having a field day. Because I woke up and I was like, let me just jump on YouTube in the morning. People had done reaction videos to it already, professionally edited and put it out. Me and you are sitting here like, this is going to come out a week later, but that's fine. Man, I'm like, yo, people are so quick with it. It's unbelievable.
It was so big. So when I wake up in the morning, at some point I'll look at BBC News. And obviously, Ukraine war, crisis, that's what you expect. And then this thing. And I was like, what the hell, man? Like, this is just not...
I'll tell you the power of content. Check this out. The Guardian, they put up a uncensored version of it. So the one where he's swearing and stuff. Okay. That got 71 million views in the last 2 days. That's unbelievable how much money it is for them in terms of ad revenue and whatnot. It's only a 2-minute video for 71 million views. It's just the first past the post. First person you put it up, bam, done. And they put in the title like uncensored version, so everyone knew what to look for.
Yeah, clickbait. Everyone wants
worked,
that.
Bam, thumbnail sorted. I was like, wow, that's so fast.
No, it was and it's just weird, man. And then he won Best Actor as well, which is deserved. The role, King Richard, great film.
I haven't watched it, man. I need to watch it.
I'll do.
In case you guys didn't know, this whole thing is going to be quite film heavy. So if you're not a film fan, prepare to be educated, people. We're going to go through some stuff.
I do. I'm looking. If I was on the fence about should I see Chris Rock this year. I've seen him before. I'm going to see Chris Rock.
His ticket prices have gone up by 600% in the UK ever since this happened.
Oh, there you go.
So many marketing wins on the back of this. They're
like, we want to see the joke that Chris makes.
Everyone's going to think that, and I reckon he'll just make a joke about it on stage.
I reckon he will. I think it will be a soft joke.
And did you know that the title of his
Ego something, isn't it? What's it called?
Death of Ego or something.
Death of Ego. Yeah, it's quite fitting. I remember last time he came.
So much irony.
He was like he was in Birmingham when I saw him, and obviously he does local research, or somebody tells him about the local area, and he was like, man, I was coming here and I went through this. I don't know why I'm doing like a
half Yank, half English accent.
Yeah. And anyway, just imagine I'm doing Chris Rock accent. He's like, I was driving up here and he goes, man, god damn, I went through this place called Handsworth and I thought I was gonna die. It's so good. Everyone interrupted him. I was like, you got the ghetto and then you got Handsworth. It's just,
what I was thinking, and I do rate this about comics, is when they put in a little bit of local comedy at the start, just to get the audience warm and to get them on side. I think that's a smart move on their behalf.
Smart move. They must do it everywhere they go. Yeah, exactly. I know it's not like, it's like when they say, I love you guys and I connect. I went to a concert went to 2 concerts last week, man. Do you want me to tell you about those?
Go on.
So Wednesday, I went to see the Maestro, the genius that is Ludovico Einaudi. And I will go as far to say you've not lived unless you've experienced him live, man. That was just, I've been listening to this
Who is
guy's.
he?
So he is an Italian pianist born in Turin, this super humble dude who just walks out. He's got like balding and he's got these long sideburns and he wears his glasses, right? And he'll come out, just basic clothes, starts the show, just walks out, starts playing his piano. He's a pianist, okay? Pianist and composer. And he's done some of the most iconic music there is. He's one of his most famous tracks is Primavera, used in so many adverts and films. And it was, I would say, sitting there listening to his music for like a few hours was spiritual ecstasy, man. Like the whole room was connected with this guy.
Spiritual ecstasy. Wow.
And I don't say it lightly, man. I don't say that lightly. Like people were connecting in their own way in the shared joint experience of his music in the Hammersmith Apollo. Like awesome, man. Just yeah, first time seeing him. I'm trying to see him for a long time.
Yeah.
Midway, there was like a medical crisis as well. I was too far to help.
Did you?
I know. I did. I tried to get there. By the time I got there, the ambulance had taken the patient. I was like, "This is London, man. It only happens in London."
Yeah.
But
Immediate
in doing that, I got very close. Well, I basically got to the stage. Now you got to remember, this is a stage that I performed at because of Bangladesh. So
I performed that too as well, mate. Yeah.
You won. Yeah.
I performed first. Don't forget that either. Yeah.
You performed first and you won first, right? Yeah. Let's not forget. I think we performed on the original stage. This is the new stage where you saw Dave Chappelle as well. Yeah. This is the new.
How do you mean new? Have they renovated
so
it?
What we did is the curve stage. That's the original Apollo stage that we performed on. Now it's the stage.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was curved. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was cool. That was really cool. Got back from London like 3 a.m. Worked the next day. Completely worth it. But I moved my shift or whatever. So that was Wednesday, and then Friday I went to see Shreya Ghoshal, who is
Isn't she a Hindi singer?
Yeah, exactly. Bollywood songs.
Even I know her. Yeah, she sings legendary Bollywood songs.
Like nearly everything, and that was awesome as well, man. That was really good. And again, like I was saying, the reason I brought this up is she was like, "Oh, I love Birmingham. I love coming to Birmingham, and you guys are really cool."
Bring it up at the start.
But she just did not.
I bet she loves Handsworth because Handsworth for her is like the place where you get the good food and stuff, right? So
yeah, probably.
authentic.
But yeah, man, it's good.
All right, so jump through the first thing, yeah.
Go.
So after the whole Slapgate, as people are calling it, debacle, Slapgate, whatever you want to call it. When Chris Rock is there fumbling through his speech and it jumps onto the categories, I got to give a shout out to the person who actually won that no one gave a shit about. The guy that won the best documentary, his name is Questlove. Do you know him, Karan?
James Questlove.
Questlove. His name is Questlove, not James Questlove.
Oh, sorry, just Questlove.
Well, if you want his real name, I can get it for you, but I know him as Questlove.
Okay. I thought you said James. I was like, I heard James.
No, his name is Questlove. So what he does is he's a producer, music producer. He's a film producer. He's also an artist, and he makes beats. So he's a part of the Roots. He's a drummer in the Roots, and he's also the drummer in the background of the Jimmy Fallon Show. So whenever they have something live, the whole crew, like the Roots, are there, and he's a part of them. So that's where people probably know him from most commonly. But he won Best Documentary, and goes up on stage and trying to find this video of him and his acceptance speech is so difficult because everybody had just edited out the bit after Chris got slapped, and then it went into the categories and they just cut it, and that went viral. So it was really difficult to try and find this video. But you can see him giving this like heartfelt, emotional speech about him winning. It's the first time he ever got nominated and the first time he won an Oscar. So like a rare unicorn to be able to do that. And
one nomination, one win. Sorry, you said the coverage of the Oscars, there's an official like coverage, isn't there?
There is like an official one that goes up. Yeah.
Do you think that was edited and didn't have it?
No, I mean all the clips online. So obviously I could try and download the whole Oscars, ceremony if I wanted to.
Got it. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to find a clip of it because surely you would think.
No, that's what I'm asking. So these clips that you're looking at, those clips are uploaded by people or from
random people, man. This one I found from a random person that had just uploaded the whole extended incident with Will and Chris, and then I just
Which
caught
then
it at the
included
end.
that bit.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I found it, and I watched it, and you
Mm.
can just see no one's paying attention to him at all. And I'm thinking that must be fucking heartbreaking to win your first ever Oscars. No one cares. Everyone's worried about this incident that's just happened directly in front of you as you accept the award off Chris Rock. And I'm thinking that's heartbreaking. I actually felt really sorry for him.
What do you do in it? Like, I think I saw some of the other actors talking about it. They were like, no one knew what to do. It's just shock, isn't it? I think, but the other thing was, I think because it went from this is staged to he's swearing and this is real, and then shit, what do we do now?
Yeah.
I think everyone was just like that. I think
No, I
someone
think
else
it was
made a
like
joke, make a joke later. Is it Puff P Diddy? Did he make a joke?
I don't know, mate. I think a few people made a few jokes towards them, but again, who knows, man? Who knows? It's all dodgy. But what I'm trying to focus on is that Questlove won his first ever Oscar and just got no notice for it. So yeah, I just
what was
to give him a bit of
the
a shout out.
documentary?
So he did a documentary on the 1969 Harlem Culture Festival, and it's basically known as the moment that Black soul music had its like big recognition moment, like its breakthrough moment.
It's coming out,
and it meant a lot to him because his dad took him to it when he was 5 years old. So he's got a clear, he's got a memory connection of it, and his dad had passed away. So he's like, this is a memory of me and my dad, and I made it into a documentary. Like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, that happening.
Like there's so much emotion.
Like imagine going to something like
that.
And I was like, man, there's so much wrapped up in that moment, and you just lost.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to go out my way to try and download that and watch it because it sounds like an impressive thing, especially when it's a documentary. And if you win
and it's won an
Oscar,
exactly.
You would definitely go and try and see it. I'm not sure if it's available on any normal outlets. I heard it was available on Hulu, and I don't know if it's going to come to Netflix or Prime. But I'm gonna do my best to try and find it.
Yeah, I mean, I never watch the Oscars or the BAFTAs. If I'm honest,
I don't either, mate. Never. No.
And for me, it's always there's only one. Like it's best film and best like actor actress. Like that's only really the thing I care about. I didn't even know there was a award best documentary or best score, and I know there must be hundreds of awards.
There's loads of little awards, and I only noticed the little awards now because I've gone out my way to go and look and see, well, who had their moment taken away from them. Basically, let's just have a look through them and big them up, right? So yeah, all right, Questlove, fair play. Next one, I sent you this yesterday. Riz Ahmed and the short film The Long Goodbye.
My God, oh my God,
yeah.
Could have given me a little warning or something, man.
Very well done.
No primer. So I'm there like watching this thing. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, by the way, spoilers. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Spoiler. Yeah. I didn't understand what was happening. Right. Like it took me till the end. And then I had to like read some stuff afterwards as well and rewatch it. Like the bit where his dad is trying to watch the TV to really understand. Like I was like, oh, okay, it's a wedding house and and that's super relatable. And I was like, okay, this is Riz Ahmed being Riz Ahmed. And that funny bit.
I was watching it and I was like, oh, I really relate to all this. Like moving.
It's really funny, man. They had like Urdu in there. The bit when he talks to that guy, you're just gonna sit there, yeah, we'll do all the work.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was so good.
I've done that to people. I'm like, oh, I've seen people do this. Just sit there.
Yeah. You comfortable? Yeah, you comfortable? It's just, and then just like that, it just goes dark.
Bam, the whole thing switched. It turns super dark,
man.
Very quickly. Yeah.
Super dark. Super dark, and then my brain goes to, okay, what's happening? Is this based on something real that's happened? Like, what's the context of this thing? And then you got that clip where the militia are talking to the police. The police don't give a shit, and then obviously, I guess we live in the UK. When you see him looking out the window and you see the houses, that is a standard kind of cul-de-sac type.
It is.
Setup.
Well, even a cul-de-sac or just living in a poorer neighborhood, you can just see.
Like we see it, and we know. Like we relate to that. We walked on streets like that. You get it, right? And I think that's the chilling thing.
Lived in houses like that, man. Like back in the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So that I think that was really chilling. That's one element.
It was just so happy to turn so dark. So to give people
so quickly, yeah.
To give people context, it's a quick film. Type it in on YouTube.
11 minutes.
Hit pause and go ahead and watch it. It's really worth it. It can be a bit triggering, I guess, but it's something that showed me like, oh, okay, I could actually see this happening. It seemed like an episode of Black Mirror in a way. So I was thinking, okay, let's just sit and watch it. And started off happy, turns very dark. Essentially, it's based on the EDL coming to take people away and execute them. That's basically it. And at the end of it, he goes into a rhyme, and in that rhyme is the opening rhyming sequence to his last album that came out at the peak of COVID. So he released his album during COVID. And yeah, the whole concept of where are you from? That's what his question was.
Question is, yeah.
Yeah. And he's obviously doing that after being shot in the video. And he's like acting through being shot and struggling for breath while he says the rhyme. And I thought that was very well done. That's really, really well done.
Great acting.
Great acting. Great acting.
Yeah, he, just like you said, it was 0 to 100. Life has just changed. There's a bit where the lazy guy, when he's on the floor and he looks up at a window and I think he sees other people,
and he says, "Help
brown
us."
people.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, why would you not help us? Like, this is clearly wrong, and it's the ignorance, and it's easy when people are being persecuted to then not act. In the defense, and just be like, okay, well, they're not hurting us, so then let's just not do anything as well.
I can't sit in a test and say I've listened to the whole album. I haven't, but I do know that it's based around like struggling with identity and where you're from, etc., and all that stuff. So if you want to give it a listen, it is definitely worth it. It can be a bit heavy, but it does shine a pretty big light on this issue that you sort of mentioned.
And I get the question about identity. What does it mean to be British? That I get. My question is the actual severity, right? The extreme that he's portrayed in this clip.
Oh, yeah.
What is that based on? Like, obviously, that's never.
I don't know. That's obviously a piece of an artistic take, isn't it? And he's just thinking, okay, this is how extreme it could get. And I think could it? I don't know. But I think for some people, they might think that is a possibility, and maybe they live in fear of that. I would like to hope that would never happen. And who knows? But we've spoken on this podcast about racism at police stations and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. In that sequence, they've obviously told the police to look the other way, and they did. The police come to stop the whole thing, and they have a word with them, and they drive off. So I was like, oh, okay. I can kind of see that bit happening. The police turning a blind eye to it, executing people in the street.
Yeah,
that's a bit far.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all artistic take, so I kind of understand what he's trying to go for here.
Yeah, I think it's what we call hyperbole, right? So it's exaggeration for effect, to exaggerate what could happen. It's not nothing cannot happen. Is that right? Is that double negative? Everything can happen. So he just said that everything can happen, right? So that's fine. The likelihood of something happening is obviously the question. Yes, we talked about police racism and that kind of thing, but never to that degree where we're talking about like execution, making people disappear.
Yeah,
that would be scary. But yeah, like the message lands, isn't it? It's like
the message landed very, very well.
Yeah,
and you can see why it won an Oscar.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think to win an Oscar, there has to be something about it, and it's not. I think that the magic is delivering that in 11 minutes.
Yeah,
you can make a whole
full
film
story in 11 minutes.
11 minutes, a whole film moves you, takes you to a position where you're like, okay, you ask these questions, but just do that in 11 minutes, man. Like I was just sitting there like, bloody hell, man. Like palpitations, like what the hell is happening here?
Yeah,
your brain's trying to work it out. Then your brain's thinking about it, and then at the end, you kind of in this place. Like for me, it's like a place of gratitude where it's like, well, A, we don't live in that world at the moment, which is good. B, based on you and I being born in England, I can only speak for myself, but my experience has not been that of the UK. And generally, the circles we roll in, I roll in, people I interact with. Because you remember, as a doctor, I will treat people from every socioeconomic background. Okay, so I think generally I would have come across people who are genuinely have a racist kind of disposition. I think I've come across these people. There are people who are a bit standoffish, right? But even with those people, maybe it's because obviously they're coming for help, and that humbles them a little bit.
Maybe it is that element of help for sure.
Yeah. Right, because it's like, well, if I met you in the street and you didn't know I was a doctor and wasn't helping you, would there be a different kind of right?
I think you've alluded to this in the past when you went away with a couple of mates on that weekend, and you said that you were getting so you were getting looks off people, and they obviously thought that you weren't the same as them or whichever. So yeah, I think maybe the doctor aspect of the things that you encounter gives you a position of authority over others, and maybe they just bow down and respect it because you are at the end of the day treating them and helping them through a problem. I think if they met you as just a normal person, didn't know you were a doctor, that would probably give a
Different
truer
dynamic.
picture and a
Yeah.
different dynamic for you to draw an opinion of.
Yeah, which then is harder for me because outside of work, where I will regularly interact with people like that, there's not a scenario where I'll have to do that outside because you choose who you spend your time with, you're with family, you're with friends, you roll in different circles, you do different things. But that's it. That's my experience. But yeah, man, Riz Ahmed, man, what an actor, man! Like, he's just so versatile.
He is, man. He's a great actor. He's doing a couple of good things on the side as well. I don't know if you're aware of, but what he's done is he set up a fund for Muslim storytellers. So he gives away $25,000 fellowships for young Muslim artists. The reason why he did it is because he said he's tired of seeing Muslims portrayed as those being the people that are inflicting violence on others or being the victims of violence. They don't have much of a speaking part.
So two extremes.
Yeah, and they're not portrayed well in films. And it was sort of backed up by some separate research done, which was out of 200 films from the UK and the US, 200 popular films, sorry, only 2% of the actors are Muslim. And of that 2%, they were the ones that I said, which are victims of violence, are the ones doing it. So yeah, that's a big thing that he wanted to change. And you know what? I really rate that highly. I mean, he doesn't have to do that. And obviously he sat there and thought, when he was the first Muslim person to be elected for an Oscar, he's like, how am I the first one? He's like, there's like billions of us out there, and surely there must be more like opportunities that they're not getting access to. And I think our previous guest, Sonny, who came on, he alluded to a similar thing, right, within improv circles. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's good that people are doing these steps to sort of break into those spaces that aren't really made for them. And they're pioneering a little bit.
Yeah, and I get his point about obviously how can there not be a nomination for him, but in the professional acting world, you know, apart from who's the guy in The Life of Pi? Not Life of Pi, sorry, Slumdog Millionaire, Dev Patel. Right, like for me, it's Riz Ahmed, Dev Patel, like the kind of British kind of guys I think about, kind of Asian. There's not that many ones,
yeah.
There's not that many. So I guess before you get to that level, you just need more at the grassroots level, man. Then breaking into professional acting, and then obviously you can go on to X, Y, Z. Yeah, man. From Four Lions, where I saw this dude.
You know what? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. From Four Lions to this, it's unbelievable. And the thing about Four Lions is, I know it's slightly a ridiculous film,
but the message again, the message,
exactly, man. The message. And I'm like, this guy has a knack. I swear,
storytelling
he has a knack for this
with humor. So it's like you get the message, but you engage with it. That's the thing. Like that's because it's not a lecture, man. You'll watch Four Lions because you think it's funny, right? But even the people that watch it because they think it's funny, they're learning something.
But at the end of Four Lions, you actually feel kind of upset. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah, and you just
because you never think they're gonna do it. You watch the end of Four Lions, you think they're just gonna chicken out, or like it's not really about.
And I'm not saying spoiler alert for that. Sorry, because Four Lions came out like 10 or so years ago. If you haven't seen it by now, you're never gonna watch it. So yeah,
great film though. You need to watch it.
Yeah, great film. But yeah, shout out to Riz Ahmed for that, man. That was very, very impressive. The stuff he
props.
All right, next topic. Samuel Jackson. He won his first Oscar.
Right. Now that was big news to me.
Did you know that was his first Oscar? I didn't know that.
No, not until I saw the thing. But there are certain people within the acting industry. Will Smith was part of that as well before. They're like household names, but they never won an Oscar. Jim Carrey's another one. I think Brad Pitt's another one.
I have a controversial opinion about this because I've done the research.
Okay, go on.
Okay. I've done the research and I looked at when he was previously nominated. He's been previously nominated once. Samuel Jackson.
Was it for? Wait. Was it for?
I won't tell you what. We're gone.
Let me guess. You know, yeah? Do you know what it's for?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is it a Quentin Tarantino film?
I think so.
Right. Was it for Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, and I get that. He should have got. I don't know who won, but that's a great film.
He didn't win. Yeah. That's the only other time he's ever been nominated. Since then, 1995 until now, he's not been nominated once. Which kind of tells me the films you've done have not they're not Oscar worthy, but they're just not that great. And I was looking through his filmography, Karan, and it's not good. His filmography is not good. I can read them out to you now if you want.
Okay, before you do that, I think when you think Samuel Jackson, I think in the recent times, we think Marvel. We think Marvel.
What do you exactly?
Yeah, exactly. In recent times, Pulp Fiction, definitely. He's been in Kingsman. The thing is, he's done a lot of Quentin Tarantino films.
He's done a lot of Quentin Tarantino films. He's done like little roles in films as well. He's not dominated films. So in the Marvel films, he's just Nick Fury. He's not had a film, I am Nick Fury, about himself. He's just backing up part of it.
But it's still like he's still got so much weight that you're just like,
no, of course he does. Of course, I'm not disputing that. But some of the films he's made, they're not good.
But then if you look at what's it called? Hateful Eight. He was leading Hateful Eight.
I haven't watched Hateful Eight.
Quentin Tarantino.
I need to watch
a lot of his work. I think he got discovered. And his backstory, man, is that he was like a proper drug addict, man, like near death. That's Samuel Jackson's story.
Wow.
And then his first role. Tell me his first film on that filmography. It's something junkie.
Bag Time, Gang Member number 2. In 81. No. Then he had
Jungle,
a 6-year break.
Something.
Then
Jungle.
It was Magic Sticks. Then it was Coming to America.
Come to America. Okay.
So you're thinking Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever. When was that?
Jungle Fever was in 91.
Right. Jungle Fever, I think he was discovered by Spike Lee, or Spike Lee gave him the film. Then he started to make it into Hollywood, and Quentin Tarantino and all this other stuff came after it. But tell me the filmography. Go.
I'm looking through his film list. Okay. I'm just going by stuff that I know. Obviously, if I go through every single one, we're going to be here forever. Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are black films, so I don't know if you'll have watched them. I only got exposed to half these films because of Bal, right? I'm just going to own up to it. So I don't expect you to know. But Menace to Society, he's in that.
Yeah.
What other stuff is there? He's obviously in. Hang on, where am I? I've just lost my place. Okay, Menace to Society. No, not really. Okay, he's in Jurassic Park. He died in Jurassic Park. Cool. So he's not in it for long. Then obviously Pulp Fiction. Okay, cool. That's obviously a big moment for him. Then after that, the next big film really is Die Hard with a Vengeance. Obviously, I'm just picking films that I recognize. There might be some in between that you recognize. Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance. That was a good film, but it's a standard action film. You're not really going to get too many accolades off that.
Yeah. So number 3, I think, is Die Hard 2.
Yeah. Okay. Then A Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah. Okay.
I've heard about it. I've never watched it. And then he sort of goes through this gap for like about a few years where he doesn't do anything great. He's got dumb films, but they weren't fantastic. Then he did Star Wars as Mace Windu.
Okay.
Which he got killed in again. Then he did Shaft in the year 2000.
Shaft, okay.
Unbreakable.
Yes. Okay. That's who made the film? Shyamalan and Mike.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. So that okay, that's probably a big series for him. There's 3 films.
Actually, no. Okay, yeah, fine. He is, yeah. Then after that, it was the 51st Date. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
No.
51st Date is a British film that he starred in, which he did very well. I actually really enjoyed it. But it was a British film that was sort of like, I wouldn't say standalone, but it was more like a cult classic. It's probably the best way of describing it.
Okay. I'll add that to my
Then, sorry, episode 2, I stand corrected. He died in episode 2 of Star Wars. There you go. He got killed in there. Okay. Then he did Triple X, the one with Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yeah, the action hero.
Kill Bill Volume 2, but he was only an organ player.
Okay.
The Incredibles. He was the voice of Frozone. Yeah. Then you got Coach Carter.
Okay. Come on, that's a stand-up performance.
See, I've seen that film quite a few times because I didn't have many basketball films to sort of sit back and idolize as a kid.
Yeah.
There is one basketball film called He Got Game with Denzel Washington and Ray
He Got
Allen.
Game.
And that film is graphic. I mean, like I watched it and I was like, I'm way too young to be watching this. Yeah, okay. It's one of those films. Right. So yeah, okay. Anyway, that was a good film.
Thoughts on Coach Carter?
Thoughts on Coach Carter? I've watched it back. It's not aged well. It's really not aged well. And he carries that film by himself. Obviously, you've got a young Channing Tatum who doesn't know he's Channing Tatum yet. You've got a few other actors in there that are okay-ish. You've got Ashanti, who can't act at all.
The girlfriend.
Who just plays like a ghetto rude girl with no substance to her. So it seemed like a film done on a tight budget just because they wanted him to depict Coach Carter. That's pretty much it.
I really did enjoy that.
I really enjoyed it as well. But I watched it recently and it ruined it for me. I shouldn't have watched it again. I don't know if it's going to do the same to you, but let me know your thoughts. Oh, sorry, I stand corrected again. He died in episode 3 of Star Wars. So I've killed him 3 times and brought him back to life twice.
Clearly,
But he did die in episode 3. There you go.
Okay.
Done. All right. So as you can see, he's not done anything great, man. Like nothing really stood out except for maybe Coach Carter, but the film didn't stand up, did it really on its own without him? Snakes on a Plane, 2006.
Famous film, yeah.
Famous film, but again, a cult classic.
Comedy.
It's not great. I've watched it. I didn't really laugh that much. Then after that, it's just a bunch of adventure films. So you've got Iron Man, you've got Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated version, where he's in the background of as a background voice. He did Inglourious Bastards. He was the narrator, but you didn't know that. What else did he do? Iron Man 2, The Other Guys, where he's one of the main.
The Other Guys. Well, he dies in the opening scene, though.
Exactly. See, like you see
with the Rock
here, right?
Yeah, keep killing them.
So, yeah, I'm scrolling through bare Avenger films now. Django,
great film.
but he played a small role in Django.
Yeah, because it's Jamie Foxx, wasn't it?
Because he was Django was really about Jamie Foxx, and he was just the help in the house that he was very, very good at playing for those small. What was it? The last half an hour or something? Hour?
Yep.
Yeah. RoboCop, didn't even know he was in RoboCop.
Didn't know that.
Kingsman, as you said, he was the bad guy in Kingsman, which I thought he was quite good in. But again, it's the kind of film that's not going to get you accolades. Hateful Eight?
No. Hateful Eight. Good film. He did very well.
I'm taking your word on this. I haven't watched it, but yeah.
There's one particular scene. Yeah.
Then there's, I don't know, Triple X, fucking the 3rd version of the 4th installment.
Really?
You got Kong, Skull Island. You see what I mean? The films are just getting weaker and weaker, and we're in 2018.
Okay. What's the recent stuff?
Glass.
Yeah, that was good. Shining all night. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah. As Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, man. The rest of these aren't great. Sort of done after that. Yeah.
So when we started this, your point was
when I started this,
so the prize was not getting an Oscar.
Everyone was surprised about him not getting it.
Because he's been around so long, that's what it is.
But I'm not, because I look at that filmography and I'm like, you've not done anything that's outstanding that deserved that accolade. Unfortunately, like I really wish he does, because I rate him highly as an actor. But I'm looking through it and I'm like, I don't see it in anything.
I think it's more of that. I think it's duration, longevity. The expectation is you'll get a Oscar. I think that's what it is. Rather, it's more like he needs like a lifetime. Well, he's obviously got the Oscar now, but some people just need a lifetime award rather than.
That's what it's called. It's called the Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was like, what does that actually mean?
Is that what
the
he won?
definition of it apparently is the awards that are given for a lifetime achievement, exceptional contributions to the motion picture, arts and sciences, and outstanding service to the Academy.
Is that what he won?
Basically,
was that the Oscar?
That's the actual definition of that.
No, but is that what he won? That is the particular category of Oscar he won last night?
So the category of Oscar he won was a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, it was that? It wasn't actually for a film? Oh, okay.
No, you actually got it right. It's just a Lifetime Achievement Award. So everyone's like, you got a participation medal. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that there's 2 elements to this thing. It's some actors will make films for money. Simple, right? They'll make 5 films a year. They know they're going to make a lot of money. Like The Rock. Let's take The Rock. Rock is a great example. Rock is not going to win an Oscar, but he's the highest paid.
But he's a
highest paid
blockbuster actor.
Yeah. And he's the highest paid in certain years. I think he's been, right? More than any other male actor. So his goal is different. And with both of those 2 people, they're household names, irrespective. Then you got people like, every film is like that guy, man, Javier Bardem. Chris Rock made the joke, about him and his wife before the Will Smith joke. And when he said that, I was like, every Oscar, this guy is nominated. Okay, he doesn't win, but he's won. I think he's won 2. No Country for Old Men and something else.
I don't think I recognize him.
Javier Bardem. He was in Skyfall. He's the buddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Great actor, man. No Country for Old Men is what he won. He's a killer in there, an assassin. Amazing film, man. Anyway, someone like him, it's like every film he makes is with the intention that this could be nominated. Almost like he's like the Amir Khan of the Bollywood world. Amir Khan will only make a film if it's got real story and substance.
Yeah.
And some actors like that. Another one that we both like is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, of course.
Or Daniel Day-Lewis. Like there are some people who just make films and think Will Smith is a good example. Pursuit of Happiness, for me, that was the film he should have got an Oscar for.
Yeah. Maybe
Leonardo
so.
DiCaprio.
I Am Legend as well.
I Am Legend was good, but yeah, I don't know if it's Oscar. Yeah, depiction of living on your own, and that was good.
The film was pretty much about him on his own.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to carry. Leonardo DiCaprio is another guy. Although he got it for The Revenant, I think he could have got it for Shutter Island, for example. For me, that was.
Or he could have got it for even The Wolf of Wall Street. I was watching that with Sam.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I mean,
I was watching it. I was like, he did really well
performance, man. This
role.
Yeah. Because it's not easy to. I think it's easy to look at that and think that's easy to act like that. It's not, man. It's really not.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey already mentioned he's somebody who I think probably should have won something at some point.
Did you know that Samuel Jackson is 73?
What?
He's 73. Look how gracefully he's aged.
You blow my mind, man. This guy, like we keep seeing him as Nick Fury, and we're like, man, this guy's gonna be around. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 20. He's just gonna be there.
Still going.
He does not. Oh my god! To give you some context here, so then he's 70. Will Smith's 53. I think. How old's Denzel? Denzel 60s.
I don't know how old Denzel
Do a check.
is.
Alexa, how old is Denzel Washington?
67. I can't hear that, but anyway.
Fine. I heard it, yeah. She said 67.
Denzel
67 as well. Oh my god, man.
What I did like was how they let Denzel give him the Oscar
award.
That was nice. That was a nice moment.
They're all boys, man. They all know each other. You got like Will Smith calling Denzel D. Like thanks, D. This is all boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, man. We got some old actors, man. But this is our generation, man. This is the generation of actors that we.
It is. Now we're looking at the next generation, and we'll see how they all pan out.
Wow, 73. You blow my mind there, man. 73.
There you go, man. You're welcome. I hope I blew the listeners' minds as well, guys. If you enjoyed that, please drop us a message and let us know. Let us know your thoughts. I'm dropping these little sprinklers in the middle of the podcast because it's still going on. Yeah, sweet.
I thought we finished the podcast. I was like, wow.
No. Next moment. See, I got to get in the habit of doing this, Karan, to prompt people. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, next moment. So, fan favorite moment of the entire thing. It's a bit of a poll thing that the Oscars are doing on Twitter to sort of boost engagement. And have you heard what won?
Nope.
Okay, so here's how I heard it. I heard that Zack Snyder won.
Yeah, but didn't Snyder win for all of these? Yeah.
Hear me out. So I heard that Zack Snyder won. Right. My brother messaged me. He said he won for Justice League, and I was like, "What? The Snyder Cut?" And I googled it, and it wasn't that. He won it for Army of the Dead. I was like, I didn't even know he made a film called The
Army of the Dead was on Netflix. Batista's in it.
Fuck me, that film won.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that was it'll trend number one when it comes out on Netflix. You'll watch it because it's there. You're never gonna watch it again. It's like one of those.
Right. Films. Okay. So this whole thing of having that pool of votes going on to boost engagement, it's obviously like a bit of a ploy to build a bigger audience amongst people that don't really tune in with the Oscars. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I can see why the whole database of it is skewed. Not even database, but just the voter base of public opinion is a bit skewed because you're trying to extrapolate opinion from a group of people that just watch the Oscars, not broader public opinion. I think if it's broader public opinion, it has to go to Spider-Man because I've not met a single person.
The three Spider-Man.
Yeah. I have not met a single person that didn't like that film.
Didn't like it or wasn't cheering or clapping when you see all three Spider-Men on screen.
Exactly. Like, I've not met a single person that doesn't like it. Dude, I went to the cinema on the weekend. Why was I there? Oh, I went there because it was in the part of a bigger complex to get some ice cream. I wanted some Ben and Jerry's with Sanch, yeah?
Sorry, so you went to cinema and you didn't watch a film? Is that what you said?
No, so we were in like a shopping complex and we're like, we both want ice cream, but we don't want too much. Let's just go to the cinema complex there and go and grab some Ben and Jerry's, yeah? So we had a scoop and I was like, let me just have a look and see what's on. Far From Home. Still
showing.
No Way Home, sorry. It's still showing. And I was like, that's incredible. It's still there for 4 months. It came out at Christmas. People were still watching it.
Oh, yeah, it's Christmas. Yes.
It's the sixth highest grossing film. 3 attempts, people, of all time.
Damn, son.
The sixth. And I'm like, that didn't win the ban public opinion or whatever vote you want to fucking call it. That's wrong, man. Surely that has to be wrong.
And the other film you're talking about only came out on Netflix. It's a pure Netflix film.
And I didn't even
Good
bother
cinema.
watching it. And
I haven't
obviously,
seen it either,
I'm being a hypocrite here. I'm accusing people of saying, well, you're getting a small sect here. I can only go off a small sect of people that I know. I don't know anyone that's watched that film or recommended it to me. But I know as soon as everyone saw Spider-Man, they all came out and said it was fucking great. So yeah. And you even said it here on this podcast at the very end of one of the episodes. You even said to me, is it hang on, no spoilers, but is it better than Avengers? I was like, yes. And you
yeah,
were
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no
yeah.
way. And I was like, yes, it is.
No. What you said was, you said it felt like, what did you say? Yes, since the Avengers, this is the first film that feels like it's on par,
There
because
you
we had
go.
that
There you
shitty
go.
like Eternals and no one liked Eternals, and we're like, what the
Yeah,
hell's
yeah.
this point? Take us back to the original, and yeah. And I remember watching it. I was like, this is really good, man. I was like, my
Really
god.
good.
And when did
Really
Spider-Man?
good.
When did Spider-Man get that cool? It's always been about Iron Man and Thor and the cooler Avengers, right? And
I
you get
think
Spider-Man just
Spider-Man's always had this element of being cool because
like kid cool, right? He's like, he's not
no,
the
it's
main
kid cool because
Avenger.
it's our generation and we've been through 3 Spider-Men.
That's
That's
true.
why. And we're appreciating all of them at different parts of our life.
That is true.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
also
yeah.
that each character arc of each Spider-Man has become more and more different. And I think the current one that they've got is bang on.
Yeah.
And it's working very, very well. It may have taken 3 attempts, fine, but it's worked out very, very well. And they can keep rebooting it as much as they want because, you know.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man now is
Money.
mainstream. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a mainstream Avenger. Like obviously the TV show that we all watched growing up, the animated, did far better than any kind of Iron Man or
That's true.
You know, Thor. The only thing that on level of that was X-Men. X-Men animated and Spider-Man
X-Men
were the shows to watch, right?
With Storm being the only black person that I ever saw in an animated TV show in a positive light.
Yes.
There was that, and there was Wolverine in the yellow outfit.
The yellow and the blue.
Expected when his films came out and he wasn't in the yellow outfit. So,
well, he didn't have any outfit, did he? It was just black, whatever he was wearing. You're like, this is Wolverine.
Topless. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Hugh Jackman. But yeah, so that was the thing. But then that didn't translate to films. When it came to films, it was like, okay, so Iron Man is big now, Thor is big now, Hulk is really big, but he hasn't got his own story or whatever.
They tried it twice and it flopped twice. So
no, but not Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo Hulk would do really well, but I guess he's established now. They don't do it. Either way, Spider-Man for me has now become mainstream. Like you said, if Spider-Man film comes out, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas before it was like, Spider-Man's he's like in a different universe. It's like a side story. It's not really. It's when he got inducted, man. When he got inducted into the Avengers, and the right actor, the right feel. It's all good. Yeah.
I agree, man. So I was very, very weirded out by that whole thing. The other thing about the whole Snyder Cut and the Justice League thing, when I heard about it, that the Snyder Cut had come out, I was thinking, do I want to watch it? Nah,
I still haven't watched it, man. It's 4 hours, isn't it? Is it the 4 hour thing?
Something like that. I don't know how long it is, but I heard it was excruciatingly long. And I asked people, is it worth watching? Some said yes, some said no. I said, all right, if I'm rating it at like a 4, this is just going to take it up to like a 6, isn't it? They said, yeah. I said, I'm not really going to waste my time trying to watch a film that I've already seen parts of be stitched back together and then put back out again. It's not worth it. And they've nuked it anyway. So yeah, who cares? Meaning they changed Batman now. So
I see what you mean.
And they're gonna change Superman again. So they're rebooting it again. So it's like, so what's the point in watching it then?
The DC is just odd, man. It's really odd. The only Batman, I think historically will always do well. Batman, again, really strong animated series. We've all grown up watching Batman. Batman's kind of human. He's a bit normal. Everyone knows about Bruce Wayne.
But Batman also had this weird pow flex on TV way back in the day in the TV shows.
Kapow.
That's where Batman started from. Then it went into Batman Begins and the cartoon version of it.
Right. But we all watched it.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll always, I think, associate with, again, the Superman cartoons, wasn't really into it. The only time I was really into Superman is when you had that
the Justice League animated series.
No. It was the TV show that used to come on Channel 4, and you had
the one with him and Lois.
Yeah. The guy with the glasses, the guy who fell off his horse, the
Yeah,
actor.
the guy
Like
with the
so that
glasses,
so that
and
was
yeah,
the bit like where you kind of associated with Superman.
maybe Smallville as well.
Smallville a little bit.
I really like Smallville, but yeah,
Wonder Woman, yes, because I think Gal Gadot's really hot. But that's
yeah, but
it.
that's if that's the only reason you're watching it, then it's shit,
Yeah.
isn't it? There you go.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the films, but she's really hot. And then yeah, Aquaman. Yeah, not really into that. And then the fast guy, the robot man. Yeah, the fast guy. What's his name? Speedo. No.
Speedo.
What's
I'm
his
gonna let you
name?
die on this hill because I'm surprised you can't get it.
Oh wait. No, it's not Quicksilver. Oh shit. Flash.
Wait, there we go. Third time's the charm.
Speedo. Right. Yeah, Robot Man. I still can't remember what he's called. You know, the guy with
Cyborg.
the is that his name? The red eye and
You never watched Teen Titans?
no.
Man, you missed
Yeah.
out.
Oh, okay.
Teen Titans was
Fine.
good. Justice League was good. Like those animated TV shows are really good, man.
Fine. But Batman. Okay. I still haven't watched the new Batman, by the way. I'm watching it next week.
Oh,
Have
I
you seen
wanted
it?
to discuss that with you next, man. All right. Hurry up.
No, bro. All right. Let me ask you a question. So I've had 3 reactions about Batman, right? So first reaction I read was started great, dragged on, right? Second reaction I read had was this Batman is dark, it's a different side of Batman you've never seen before. And then Paran said, right, you're gonna watch Batman, and when you come out, you just text me one word as your like feeling and emotion. He just texted me goosebumps. That's all he said. Right. So I'm obviously gonna watch it. Everyone's talking about it. What's your I don't want a long thing because I know you have this thing about making me dookie about things. Just give me your word.
No, I'm not being ducky about it. Basically, I watched.
Give me the
it.
word.
No, I'm not going to give you a word because I can't do it because
Oh,
I've
give me a word, then
changed-
give me an explanation.
No. I've changed my opinion of it over the weeks, right? Because
Whatever you say next, do not put me off watching the film. I'll tell
I'm
you
not
that
going
now.
to put you off watching it, right? But
Listeners,
I saw
he has this effect. He has this effect on people.
I watched it and I was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything else. I just thought
You weren't moved or anything. Yeah.
no, I was watching it and I was like, okay, like cool. And then I've taken a few weeks and I was like, okay, I can appreciate it for what it is. And I was being a bit harsh with my judgment of basing it on just the Dark Knight series, which isn't possible because they're two
Christian
very
Bale
different.
series.
Yeah, and they're two very different Batmen. So you're not gonna get the
same,
same
yeah.
effect or the same outcome of each one. And
As
I
if your
didn't appreciate that.
expectation.
I didn't appreciate that afterwards either. I was like, in my eyes, I was like, it's not the same. I kept comparing it to that, but I didn't realize the storyline arcs of both were different, and I should appreciate them for both being separate in how they are outright. And then I've had people say, well, if you compare Batman Begins to that one, so the first Dark Knight film to the first this one, they stand up kind of well next to each other. And I said, yeah, that could be true, I guess. Yeah. No one came out of that first film and said it was fantastic. Everyone said it was the second and third films that sold it to them.
But then you look back at the first film, then you look at them as
and
a
you
whole,
appreciate the first film
and
more,
elevates,
like, it
it
elevates it up, doesn't it? So yeah,
cool.
there is that, and I thought, oh, okay, this is quite interesting.
So you support Robert Pattinson going forward?
We'll talk about this properly when you come out of the film, and you can tell me your thoughts.
Okay.
So this will be one for the future. When you've seen it, tell me, and we can sit and dissect it, because I think that's more than enough time for listeners to have watched it by then. If you haven't, just
you're not going to watch it. Yeah. Side question: is there any person? Well, yeah. Who would you want to play Batman? Are there any actors you feel?
I don't know enough actors to answer that. I can tell you that hand on heart. I can only appreciate the people who get casted and then see and say yes or no.
As you don't,
not Matt Damon.
No,
I always get the two of them mixed up. It's really bad. I shouldn't do.
The accountant. Ben Affleck.
What's his name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Again, great actor.
I didn't think he
didn't
was
like him
bad,
as Batman. But he wasn't Batman. But he wasn't Christian Bale. That's the problem.
Yeah, but then it's hard to put him in Christian Bale and stick him in next to Superman and expect him to get the same airtime and expect it to go well.
It's just a different Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing that this Batman thing did show me is that Batman just deserves to have his own films.
Yes.
Because trying to mix him in a part of a bigger thing is an art, and only Marvel have got that down to a T.
Yeah.
And it took them a long time to build up to that big Avengers film. They had a lot of films happening in the individual films before it got to that. So yeah, it's very difficult to just drop someone in and expect them to do it.
Yeah.
The last big superhero I remember doing that well was the new Spider-Man, where they just dropped him into Civil War and said, "Here he is," and everyone's like,
Yeah,
"Who the fuck's
yeah,
this
yeah,
kid?" Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's it, and that's because everyone knows who Spider-Man is, so you don't have to have that arc or whatever. And they kind of covered it a little bit, and then his standalone film, they skipped all of that, glazed over it, and gave him his own background story, and moved on with the sequence of events. So that was a good way of doing it.
I guess you don't think about who could be Batman in the same way as people think about, well, who could be the next Bond, right?
I mean, anyone could be the next Bond, man. It's not
not anyone.
too difficult.
It's not anyone, is it?
Okay, sorry, they can't be ethnic, basically. Yeah.
although
They
Idris
can't
Elba
be.
would be a great Bond.
He would be, but I think the argument's always been the purpose of Bond is to take him anywhere in the world and he blends in because he's white. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But then if you put him in Africa, he's going to stand out like a sore thumb, then, isn't he?
Good point. Very good point there, Mr. Rotten Tomatoes.
But yeah,
he doesn't go any missions.
Every
no
villain
missions,
is in Europe or somewhere else, aren't they? So yeah, it's
although he did,
not gonna work.
There was a Casino Royale. Was that?
Casino Royale was in Monaco, wasn't it?
I don't know, man. There was one Daniel Craig film where he's in a hotel. It looks like Rwanda or something. I can't remember.
Is it Quantum of Solace?
Was it Quantum?
Which was shit, by the way. But yeah,
I feel like Casino. Oh shit! I like movies. Casino Royale was his first one, wasn't it? As Daniel Craig's first out.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think there was one where he's in like a hotel. Yeah, I think it's Casino Royale, but maybe I've got a feeling like
the whole of Casino Royale is pretty much him in a hotel. Yeah.
I don't think he's all in Monaco. I think he's in a different. Either way, yeah. Idris for me. I've really. Tom Hiddleston's really growing on me now. Loki.
Oh, okay. That's unexpected.
If you watch the program Night Manager, it's him and Hugh Laurie. It's only 6 episodes.
I watched it. I loved it.
Oh my god, so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I watched that.
If anyone wants to watch it, it's on the BBC. Watch it on demand. It's very, very good.
So good. Like,
you know what? I might rewatch that because I haven't watched it in so long.
I'll watch it with you, man. You watch it and you just like, I want to be this guy. He could be Bond. Why is he not Bond? Because everything before that, I'd seen him very low key. Like I just think low key. There's some actors who have that key or that outstanding.
They can't break out of that role where you've seen them in. It's
Harry Potter, Daniel
or even Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Everyone just knows him as Carlton. He doesn't have anywhere else to go. He's stuck.
Association, yeah. And for me, that was the same. Tom Hiddleston. So yeah, Tom Hiddleston. They're talking about Henry Cavill, Superman.
Wasn't exactly great as Superman either, but yeah, I guess so.
He's good in that film, wasn't he? The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Did you call him Cavalier? You mean Henry Cavill?
What should I call him?
Cavalier.
What's his name? What's his
Henry
surname?
Cavill.
Well, I think Cavalier.
Cavalier.
It's clearly in my head from somewhere.
Yeah, clearly.
So Henry, and obviously Tom Hardy, he's in the mix as well.
I think the issue with Bond is that Daniel Craig reinvented Bond to be this hench guy. Like hench, big assassin, great at fighting. No other Bond prior to that was that. And
yeah,
I think if people are expecting another fitness guy to go and do that, then you've got to go for someone who's in that mold. And who knows who that's going to be.
Well, Henry's a fit guy. Tom Hardy's a fit guy.
Well, yeah, as you've spoken about it before, they're all definitely taking something. But yeah.
Either way, man, they're very, very.
Or the juice, apple juice, orange juice, all of them. Right.
Indy juice,
special juice, lung juice. Right, sorry.
Side note: I had a patient come in today, and he probably has new diabetes. And so I was talking to him. I was like. He said, like, what you been doing? And he's a property investor. And he said, yeah, but I've been on this 4-month holiday. I went back home. I was like, okay. And so what do you do every day? What do you eat and drink? He's like, yeah, I have full sugar, Coke, Fanta, mango juice every day, multiple cans. I was like, dude.
Multiple cans. How old is he?
he's like in his 40s. And
Diabetic yet?
that's what he came in with. It was like the GP was like, I think you've got diabetes. So we were checking him out. And I was like, yeah, man, like, okay, if you drink this much sugar, this is gonna happen, man. You're talking about juice. It just made me think about that. Juice, man. Yeah, you gotta stay away from the juice. Okay, sugar, moderation is okay. Sugar is okay if you're gonna exercise, but just it's like think of it like this: the first kind of Coke isn't gonna make you diabetic. The last kind of Coke isn't gonna make you diabetic. It's all that shit in between, man. Okay, it's the compound effect.
Analogy. That might be the smartest thing you've ever said in this podcast.
Yeah, good. And the good side of that is also the first gym session in India will know this. It's not going to make you hench, is it? It's not going to make you strong. The last one doesn't. It's everything in between. Okay. Things in isolation, you're not going to get instant gratification. It has to be value and with delayed gratification and compounding.
There we go, man. I think
there you go, man.
That is pretty much everything for this week's episode. I don't know if there's anything else you want to cover. Is there anything else you want to cover?
What did you do for Mother's Day?
My mum's in India, so I didn't do anything. What did you do for Mother's Day?
Okay. Oh, mom's on rescue mission. Yes.
There you go, mate. There you go.
Yes. I'll tell you, man, I'm missing your dad, man. I need dad to come back and be behind you and doing the, the thing and knocking on the window and just like clean the window or what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just asking you what you're doing and straight up G, man.
Oh man. Yeah. Dad's funny, man. I spoke to mum on the weekend. Wish happy Mother's Day. Couldn't get in contact with her. Called dad. Picks up. He's like, I have the Wi-Fi. I have the internet. You call me and I'll pass it to mum.
I thought you said I have the wife.
I have the wife. Yeah, I have the wife. Right.
You sound like that guy.
Someone call mum, she just doesn't pick up. And whenever I call dad, he picks up.
And you'd think it'd be the opposite, no?
I would, but bro, my dad lives on his phone, man. He has it in his hand all day, every day. Okay. He's hooked on it, man. He
in the UK, if your dad's wearing English clothes, is he a kind of guy who would have like a belt holder for the phone?
Yes. No.
He's that guy.
He used to do that. I don't know if he does it anymore. He used to.
So he just be like,
but now he just puts it in his pocket.
It's cool, isn't it? Cool guy, isn't it?
Yeah, always.
Cool guy.
But yeah, mum's really bad at picking up the phone. Dad's better at it. For some reason, the internet connection's better when you call dad on his phone compared to mum's phone.
Mate, he's got the satellite phone, man.
They both.
He's there in the Pendia, and all the Pendia they know
and everything. It's weird.
No, your dad's connected, man. Like people in the Pen know this is Bala and Naraya. This is a big man in a big man thing with his 3 pens and his like satellite phones and stuff. He's G, man, straight G.
Oh man, what did you do for Mum's Day?
We went to Warwick Castle. So something we wanted to go for a while, and then the premise was normally for Mother's Day we take mum for afternoon tea, and we thought like normally it's like stately homes or like a hotel in Birmingham. We thought let's just do something a little bit different. Warwick Castle happened to have it like in this nice conservatory and overlooks like kind of lots of nice scenery, and there's like a peacock garden, real peacocks. That was really, really cool. Got to see peacocks doing their kind of mating dance, and where all the feathers come up and they just walk around and stuff. Obviously, we were there like, of
course, you were singing the song.
Of course you're doing it. I didn't sing it. I was just thinking in my head, and I'm cool like that, innit?
Of course you were. Cool guy,
innit? Got to see the castle. Castle's pretty awesome. Saw the stately rooms. Learned that some of the royal family actually stayed the night at that castle. I really like castles in general. When I was growing up, I used to play a game a lot on the computer, Age of Empires. I don't know if you've played this game.
Never.
Basically, build like armies and castles, and you have like catapults and trebuchets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I have a feeling like one of my past lives, I was probably in that medieval kind of era. So yeah, there's loads and loads of history basically. So we did that, walked around, really nice weather, afternoon tea, and then came back. So, yeah,
decent day, man. Sounds like a nice day out. Fair play.
It was a nice day out.
How's your wife feeling? Because she was bamard, isn't it?
Still bamard. Yeah, probably the flu. High fevers, but not COVID.
I'm surprised you ain't caught it.
Mate,
to be fair, the size of your bedroom, I'm surprised you wouldn't have caught it, man. You could.
Dr. J in the house.
You could fit a full Sangat of people in your bedroom and you still have space to move.
Full Sangat of people. Wow. What an analogy, man. I don't think you've ever. That's probably the best analogy.
There you go.
you've ever given.
I'm
Now
in top form today, mate. I don't know
in
what
the
it
mind
is.
of people, I don't know what they're thinking now that they're gonna come do
Today's
stand-up here.
episode, I've been in good form, man. I will happily admit.
You are on
Loved it.
fire, man. Fire.
It's been good. It's been good. But that is another episode.
Boom,
And
boom.
that was a good episode. I had fun, Darren. I'm glad you had fun as well. I can tell.
No, whenever it
And-
comes to films, you know I'm gonna be there.
And people, if you want to harass Darren to talk
Oh.
about stuff in the future, he needs to finish the Sweet Bobby podcast series, and he
Right.
needs to watch Batman. Then we can discuss those two on this podcast. That'd be really great. Thank you.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes. Right. Thank you, people, for listening. We will catch you next week. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Drop us your messages and thoughts. Any people you think we should have on. All these usual call outs I do every week that I don't get a response to, but I will persist because there will be one poor soul that shall nibble. Thank you. All right. Catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.